I've been really inspired the last few days to see this type of radical humility from someone at like the peak of their career, someone who is very, very relevant in Hollywood today, has a lot to lose by putting themselves out there like this, to say, you know what, this isn't about me. This isn't about my career. This isn't about how many albums I'm going to sell or song downloads I'm going to have. This isn't about me having opportunities for the next record deal or the next tour or the next thing in Hollywood. This is about telling the truth as loud as I possibly can to the world in a very radical way. So in case you missed it, Nicki Minaj earlier this week was invited by some friends of mine, actually, who work in and around the Trump administration, after she was so vocally supportive of Donald Trump taking action against Christian persecution in Nigeria, to come speak at the United Nations about why she was so passionate about this and what we need to do moving forward. Did not have Nicki Minaj as UN spokesperson against Christian persecution on my 2025 bingo card, but these are the good surprises that we have loved to see in 2025 amidst all of the insanity of that other reality, the upside down, if you will, that so many people like our friend Judith seem to be living in every day. So here's Nicki at the UN.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion.
Amen. Go off, Queen. Also, she looked beautiful. I'm just here for the Nicki glow up era. Not that she ever really needed a massive glow up, but to see her standing at the UN talking about this stuff, dressed very beautifully and importantly, modestly. I mean, she has the capacity here to impact so many people in an unexpected way. And yet, of course, there's all the hate on social media about it. I can't tell you how many TikToks I've seen and tweets I've seen about Nicki Minaj being now like radically brainwashed by the Trump administration. And it's so insane that she's gone off the deep end. If the deep end means that you are actively standing against Christians being slaughtered by the thousands every single day for going to church, for singing worship music, for proudly proclaiming that Jesus Christ is the King of the universe, I will gladly lead the charge off the deep end. But again, speaking of this like two reality thing, when even you look at the rap world, what we're seeing in America today is the Nicki Minaj speeches of the world, like the one you just watched, that was poised and beautiful and mature and clearly radiating the wisdom of God, versus, I don't know, do you guys remember when Cardi B spoke at the Kamala Harris rally? Because I think maybe we should remind ourselves of that. Here's a perfect little comparison of the two moments.
Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity.
Trump says he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Well, if his definition of protection is not the freedom of choice.
I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. Someone is calm, collected, and beautifully trying to unite people. And then there's Cardi B, who's just like randomly reading pre-scripted talking points that she's probably being paid millions of dollars to read out loud. Need we go back and revisit the financial disclosures of how much Kamala Harris was paying these celebrities to make her look cool and relevant in the last desperate attempts on the campaign trail? Do we remember how much she was paying Beyonce? I'm asking my awesome new associate producer, Jess, who I'm sure you guys will get to know very soon. We should ask chat. Let's ask chat. How much did she pay Beyonce? You guys might remember for us, so you guys can... We're looking. Yeah, this is the type of desperation that these people have for this type of cultural relevancy. Totally different reality than like, hey, maybe we should unify people in the name of God. Maybe We should let go of our stupid political partisan divide and see the love of God in one another and the identity of Christ. I don't know. Do we know? 10 to 11 million dollars for Beyonce to come speak on stage for a few minutes to make it look like Kamala Harris was cool. This is the separation of reality that half the country is living in. But in the spirit of Nicki Minaj there, I'm just praying. And I hope that you will join in praying this with me too. As we get closer to actual Christmas Day, we enter into the Advent season this next week and gather together around the Thanksgiving dinner table next week as well, that we really can learn to find radical unity in humanity again. Don't hear me saying that as like bleeding heart liberal, all hold hands and sing kumbaya around the campfire. No, if anything, if you've been paying attention for like 5 minutes after this last week, I'm making it very obvious what ideas we are supposed to be rallying around and not, and unifying around and not, but to find our common shared humanity again. Because the truth is, and this is a hard pill for all of us to swallow, especially in the very difficult commandment to love your enemy, which I struggle with every single day of my life, more in the wake of Charlie's death than I ever have. The truth is, Jesus Christ came into that manger and was born as a baby into this world and gave his life for you on that cross for everybody, for every single person. I was asked about this in a podcast episode that I was a guest on that hopefully is coming out very soon, and I cannot wait to share with you, with our friend Sage Steele a couple of days ago. And we were talking about the love your enemies concept and how sometimes our political divide tends to overshine our genuine love for other people and our desire for the radical transformation of people's heart. And I said then, and I'll say it again here on our show, as hard as it is for me to admit sometimes, nothing would make me happier than someday arriving in the kingdom of heaven, God willing, and seeing the most horrifying, brutal, violent people in all of human history there in heaven, like the Joseph Stalins and the Maos and the Ted Bundys and the Adolf Hitlers of the world. I mean, literally the most evil people who had a chance for redemption, who had a chance for mercy, and who accepted the all-encompassing love of God to walk towards sanctification instead of sin. Because ultimately, we can make as many compelling political arguments as we want in the world. We can write as many fire-breathing Substack articles and interesting own the other side posts on Instagram and TikTok as we want. We can claim that we are on the side of unity and love, but if we're not actively praying every day for the radical transformation of this world to unify those two completely separate realities into a common shared humanity again, and to boldly speak the truth in our world, then we're not really doing much to change things. I hope that this Christmas season we can actually embrace what real love is supposed to look like. Not this stupid, culturally brainwashed, ridiculous political talking point version that we're seeing from these left-wing substackers, but instead rooted in radical truth, in leading people towards the real Jesus of the Gospels, and in restoring, seeing God in one another again, from the babies in our tummies all the way through every phase of our humanity. That's what I'm praying for this Christmas season, and what you should be as well. Extra little Friday fun to have had Libby sleeping here on my lap the whole time. Are you still asleep? Are you mad at me for waking you up? I'm sorry. I want to talk about something that has hit me really, really hard since becoming a mom. I have realized that every decision I'm making about my health is not just about me anymore. It's about showing up for my daughter Isla, for being present during all of her milestones, and having the energy to keep up with her for decades to come. That is a totally different kind of motivation. But here's the problem. Our healthcare system is built to be reactive. You wait until something is very wrong and then you try to fix it. So when you want to try to take a proactive approach, it can be really hard to know where to even start. That is exactly why we've been partnering with our friends at Jevity. They make proactive health easier than ever. Jevity offers different membership tiers so that you can choose what fits your specific needs. You get at-home comprehensive blood draws testing over 100 health markers, way beyond what the standard checkup ever covers, with personalized health plans that have custom supplements supplement protocols, access to functional longevity specialists and ongoing guidance, plus tons of discounts on supplements and specialty testing. Gevity is now available in 47 states across the country. So if you're ready to be there for the people that you love, not just today, but for decades to come, you can use the code Isabel at the link in today's show notes for 20% off, because investing in your health now means so much more time with the people who matter the most.